So, Espresso Alpha, we're here, this is the first night, and the point of it is to get us all thinking, get us pondering about wonderful questions, in a pondering, stroking good manner. Not that many views, that's okay, right. So, generally the question, I'm going to start you off with a question, and then you can have your own questions later on, but we'll start with this one. Is this it? Is this life what we see, what we can feel, touch, stroke, get what it looks from? Is this it? Is this kind of the point of it? Now, who's been watching the rugby this week? Who's been sleeping from watching the rugby at New Zealand times then? Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I was up at silly o'clock on last Saturday morning. Well, it wasn't silly, it was like 9 o'clock on Saturday, but nonetheless. To watch England play. I didn't get up to watch Scotland play because I was 4 AM. Nobody does that on a Saturday. But they did well. Scotland did very well, like 43 to Scotland, so well done Scotland. England, then, I believe the word is played, but there was a ball, there was movement, it was falling over a lot. It was quite a game. Anyway, they chased the ball, they won. Well done, England.
Great!
That's how I felt. There was one try, but it was when I popped to the toilet that the try happened. So it wasn't a wasted hour of my life. That's fine. I was in the toilet for an hour. That would be strange. But yeah, there's a lot of rugby guys who just kind of rather big muscles and like everywhere and no neck and looks like they've run into a wall several times. There's no rugby guys here, right? Okay, yeah, look like you.
No, there are one, let's be honest. You got too much neck.
More of a back. Yeah, I'm talking about the forwards here, also, not that. Anyway, so you're the closest. Forward, that's good, but obviously you've not managed to ball. Let's move on. Rugby guys and the ones in the teams all look rather like kind of the big dude muscles and kind of their physical awesomeness is the peak of their life, or so it seems. It makes you think that. I think, is that what it's all about? Is getting your body to that most, okay, maybe not beautiful, but powerful, and most you can get out of your body, getting the speed, getting the power. Is that what life is all about? And I think about that and I go, I hope not. Because there's got to be more than this, surely. Also, my wife does. We'll see. So science can look at the human body and think it's a bit of a shopping list of chemicals. Got a couple of buckets of water, a few kilos of carbon, pad it out with some fat, a couple of volts, kick it off, and that's a body. Off you go. And then have you think that it's just dust and not much else, and kind of that's about it. And they think that's all very scientific and new and fangled. However, it's quite an old concept really. If you have a wee look in the Bible, been around for a while, quite an old book. Genesis 2:7 says, "Then the Lord God formed man from the dust. Out of the ground breathed life into his nostrils, and the man became a living being." Psalms also says, "For he knows how we are formed. He remembers that we are dust. The life of mortals is like grass, they flourish like a flower of the field." But it's taken science centuries to come up with this newfangled concept that we're just made of bits of carbon and things like that. But that can be quite a depressing line of thought. So let's move away from the concept that we're just dust blowing away and that so we're just going to fade away into a pile of nothing eventually. Some of us are fading faster than others. Anyway, but there must be more than that. So what about mind? Is your mind the point of life? Is that the pinnacle of what this is all about? Maybe achievements, maybe what you can do with your life. Now, the great Jimi Hendrix in 1970, one of the best guitarists and performers, was performing a concert in Germany. During his set, he stopped mid-song, not mid-song, mid-set, stopped after a song, this would be really awkward, and turned to the audience of thousands and said, "Does anyone know the meaning of life?" And the audience of thousands responded with, someone coughed or something, but anyway, so he continued on the set and moved on, was found, a bit morbid, 12 days later dead in his hotel room. So, you know, he did well, but didn't figure things out. Sadly not just the only one like that. Freddie Mercury penned one of his last masterpieces, "The Show Must Go On the Miracle album. And it's
Innuendo album.
Sorry?
It's on the Innuendo album, not the Miracle album.
I stand corrected. I'm very sorry. You can have it. Anyway, nonetheless, in that song, there is the line, does anybody know what we're living for? Dun, 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 show must go. Just me. Okay. So in spite of the fact that he had amassed thousands of fans and a huge fortune, he admitted in an interview that he was desperately lonely. He said, you can have everything in the world and still be the loneliest man. And that is the most bitter type of loneliness. Success has brought me world idolization and millions of pounds, but it's preventing me from having one thing we all need, a loving, ongoing relationship. Now we all want to leave a legacy on the world, to make a mark in history. We want to be able to look and go, my life meant something. Now, personally, there's not many points in history that I've had a major impact on, apart from one where I made quite a large impact. Let me tell you that story. It was the first day back at work after Christmas. Everyone was in that kind of, oh, I'm back at work kind of feeling. And we had been given the job of moving a nice big server rack down a flight of stairs to get it ready to go into a van. Now, for those that don't know server racks, if you imagine a Coke machine, about that size and weight, but fill it with about £250,000 worth of computing power. And then get guys who've just come off holiday to move it down a flight of stairs. You can see that this is going to go well. We've been trained, it's fine, we had gloves, we had boots. We got it down the first flight of stairs, lovely, turn the corner. Start down the second flight of stairs, and then it starts tipping. And we think to ourselves, oh. So there we are, dangling off the back of the server rack, which is about to go. And we're thinking, what are we doing now? Now obviously you're thinking, Pete is so strong and manly. Obviously you just pulled that 7-ton box back up to an upright. Someone, anyone? Quite?
I see it.
Aidan did, thank you. Thanks, Aidan. I'll give you a fiver later on. So we remembered our training. And our training pretty much was, if it starts to go, scream like a girl and run away. And so we did. And when we returned, we found that the server had gone from here to here, slightly, and had wedged diagonally in the stairs. And I say in the stairs, it was in the stairs and through the wall. So that was a fun day back at work. And, but from now on, whenever I'm walking those stairs, I can look and go, there is the mark I've made in the world. So it's, I mean, obviously it's not the biggest impression I wanted to leave on in the world, but every year in the health and safety talk, there was a picture of us standing going, which I think is good. So, if achievements aren't the pinnacle, especially my achievements, what next? Maybe it's the progress of our mind, of our thinking. So, humanity's been around for thousands of years, maybe millions of years. There's a debate you can have at your tables later on. But we should have it all figured out by now, surely. With all this great brain power we've got going on here, even if we're only using 10% of it, or who knows, we should have figured something out. We should be awesome. But let's have a look at medicine, just for an example of human thinking. So, a man goes to his doctor and says, I have an earache. 2000 BC. The doctor says, here, eat this root. 1000 BC. That root is heathen. Say this prayer. 1850 AD. 1850, if you don't know me. That prayer is superstition. Drink this potion. 1940 AD. That potion is but snake oil. Swallow this pill. 1985 AD. That pill is ineffective. Take this antibiotic. 2009. That antibiotic is artificial. Here, eat this root. I was just having a bit of fun there, but having a look at human evolution of thinking, our progress. We've moved on, we've come full circle in some things. And now we are much better healers. We can fix stubbed toes better than we've ever been able to do that. But also at the same time, we're really good at destroying things as well. We've got better at fixing things, we've got better at destroying things. That kind of cancels it out. So we've been thinking for millennia, I think years, whatever. Who knows? So if mind, isn't it, progress of thought, complexity isn't what it's about, then what does? Now, let me take a quote from a famous movie. Life is like a camera tripod stand. Okay, it's not quite a direct quote, but nonetheless, consider the tripod stand, shall we, gentlemen? It's over there. There we go. Everyone wave at the camera. Hi. Lovely.
Guys, can you do that again, actually? Because I think it's...
Yeah, everyone wave.
Just wave at the camera.
Wave at the camera.
Thank you, thank you.
Just... It's all good. Peep around the corner, you're there for a reason. It's okay. Tripod stand is one of the best feats of engineering humans have come up with. 3 legs, stable on any surface, no matter how bubbly, wobbly, wet, jelly covered, it will find stability and land. 4 legs, wobbly. 2 legs, fall over. 3 legs, steady like a steady thing. Check it, steady thing, it's quite steady. So, I think we can all agree that tripod, much like life. Go with it. Tripod of life. So you've got your mind, you've got your body. What's the third leg? Third leg is your spirit.
This guy goes quick.
Yeah, see. So you need to have all 3 legs equally extended and equally set out to be able to stand up properly. If one of them is not fully functioning, the tripod falls over. I'd demonstrate, but Marcus would yell at me for breaking his camera. He didn't like that. Again. Freddie Mercury was on to the right point. We need a relationship. So, in an unlikely segue, imagine if you can Michelangelo's famous masterpiece, The Creation of Adam on the Sistine Chapel ceiling. Imagining it? Lovely. I'm sure you can all picture it. God reaching out in a godly manner, good beard. Yeah, good beard. And Adam chilling out, naked, as you do. Just kind of like, hey. Look it up, it's exactly like that, trust me. So either way, God is kind of doing that big pointy stretch, leaning as far as he can, reaching out. Adam's just kind of like, whatever, I'll do it. And that's quite a bit actually like what it is. I'm assuming that's why Michelangelo did it like that. God is reaching out as hard as he can to try and maybe make contact, and man, if he makes at least a little bit of effort, he'll make contact. That's a good thing. So, as I said earlier, the aim of Espresso Alpha is to get us thinking. I mean, obviously we're here for delicious cake, for awesome coffees, for quizzes of questionable awesomeness. I jest, of awesome awesomeness. Yeah, this one was awesome.
Next time it's going to have a spell.
I'm doing what I want. So, we would like you to be able to come along and to ask any question. Literally any question. Not complex maths, don't do that. But anything else. And not just Di's, what was the 3rd greatest pony ever lived, but maybe a bit of deeper ones in life. So, you might find yourself already pondering questions such as, so Pete, who is this Jesus guy you chat about? Why did he die? How can I have faith? What about prayer? What about the Bible? What about evil? What about healing? What about the church? What's the point of that? Well, luckily, if you find yourself asking all those questions, that's good, because that's what we're covering from now till Christmas. So those are good questions to ask yourself, people. So, come along, we'll answer those ones, that's good. But, before we get on to pondering deeper of your own deep, dark questions, Marcus, has got a question for us to ponder.
Thank you. I think that was brilliant. Let's give him a report. We're going to keep it quite short and sweet tonight, but just on the tables for about sort of 10-15 minutes, the question that I'd like to give you is this. If you could ask God one question and knew you would get an answer, what would you ask? If you could ask God one question and knew you would get an answer, what would you ask? So just on your tables, go around, have a little chat, not for long, got 10-15 minutes. If you could ask God one question and knew you'd get an answer, what would you ask? Let's go.